0, 1. Let's get started.
Hey, good morning, Kingdom Focus Podcast. Glad you can join us today. If you're tuning in and watching, we thank you. If you're not, go and hit that subscribe button and get notifications because we got some things brewing. We have some things coming up, and one thing I'm really excited about is we have an interview with an individual that we're going to get ready to hear his story. God has taken him through pits of fire. God has taken him through just all kinds of what we would think is a is a mess, but because of that, it's turned it into a message, right? And he's a he's a musician that can play every type of instrument that I know of. He can play it, keyboard, guitars, all kind, just gifted, a gifted individual, right? And his name, you can see his videos now on YouTube. He released his first song and his first video, and it is under Joe Lazarus Dominguez. So we're super excited about having him on here and just sitting down and having a conversation with what he's been through and where he is today and how God has just taking control over his life and has just brought him to where he's at today and giving God and making a promise to God, and then fulfilling that promise for God. Amen. So, hey, we're excited. We are super excited to announce that. We're excited to sit down and have that conversation and get his story and broadcast it through as many people as possible because, again, here at Kingdom Focus Podcast, we really believe those stories are out there. We're just regular people. We're just from around town. We're from small town, right? Just doing what God has called us to do. But with that being said, I wanted to get into this really fast. One thing that we were talking about at church on Sunday, and I had shared, and if you watched the last episode with my boy, knowing that he graduated the U.S. Coast Guard, and he's going on to be a chef. He has a vision and a dream to be able to cook for many people and fulfill his calling, right? And that's an amazing thing. So, as we were talking about that in that church, right, I was telling everybody, man, church is such a powerful thing, just like the military is. It's a powerful thing, and every job is important, guys. Every job needs to have somebody in that role for that position. Right. So I was sharing with people at church that you know what? The cleaning crew team, the setup crew team, the outreach crew team, the evangelist guys and girls, the prayer partners, the preachers, the teachers, all angles of church. Every role is important. Every one. And what and a conversation that we had, with my son was, people may not think that, oh, you want to be a cook, you want to just be on there cooking. And he had said that not everybody can jump out of a plane into the middle of the ocean and rescue somebody. Not everybody has that capability inside of them. Not everybody has, those attributes to do those types of things. And so when you think about an army, you think about an army ranger. When you think about a navy, the navy, you may think of a navy seal, right? The quote unquote the sexy type of jobs, the cool jobs that everybody wants to do. But again, that's still a small select people that can accomplish that goal in life, right? But you know what? Every single one of those people have to eat. They have to have somebody make them a meal, right? In the military, they have to eat, they have to rely on those other people. So every job is important. Everybody has a role. And that's so much of the church today. Don't think about just being up there as a pastor or as a preacher, as somebody that has to be, that cool type of job, right? That they want to say, oh, yeah, I'm doing this for the kingdom. You know what? Everybody's doing something for the kingdom. God knows your heart. And that's all God looks at. God just looks at your heart. So if you're doing it with, oh, yeah, man, I'm going to do this and everybody's going to recognize me and they're going to see what I do, God's not going to bless that because he sees your heart. He sees what the alternative motive is. But if you're just doing it because you know what, you just love people. I love people. I love to give back. It's not about me. It's not about look at me and put eyes on me. It's not about none of that. It's about just loving people. It's about just loving my neighbor, loving people that come together on Sunday and worship together and pray together, and to be able to encourage one another. We're in a day where there's not too many people that like to encourage other people. They don't want them to be better than or succeed more than what they do. But you got to celebrate those victories with people. Sometimes pastors only hear the bad stuff. Share some good news with your pastor. Let them know about those blessings that are coming your way. Let them know about those things they're doing, not just, hey, I need prayer. I'm going through this, this, and this. I need prayer for this, that, and the other. You know what? Let them know. Count those blessings with them as well. Let them be a cheerleader for you, because I promise you, they want to hear those good stories too, not just the bad. Kind of like law enforcement, right? They only see a percentage of bad. Whenever they call, they're not being called, hey, come over for dinner because I want to thank you for doing such a wonderful job. No, if somebody calls 911, it's because they're in need of something. And so, and usually it's something bad that's going on. So whenever they they roll in on that situation, it's usually a hostile type of environment anyways. And so we constantly pray for our law enforcement. I have family that's in law enforcement, and so we lift them up. But back to, everybody has a role inside of the church. There's no road too small. And I explained that the cleaning crew people, the people that clean the bathrooms, right? Women, you can agree, right? You need to have that toilet paper restocked and refilled in there, because that won't be, you don't want to get caught in there and then now there's no toilet paper or anything, and so those are important roles. Don't think they go unnoticed. Yes, somebody may not come and be like, "Oh my God, thanks," and they're praising you, but you are accomplishing a mission for God. Even if it is just mopping up a mess, even if it is cleaning up something, even if it is taking out the trash, because you know what? It can't pile up. Nobody's going to want to come to church if it's just trash everywhere, piled up, missing toilet paper, all that kind of stuff. People aren't going to want to visit. So every row inside of that church is important. And there's enough work to go around for everybody. So if you're out there and you're looking for a church, plug in anywhere. Plug in with, hey man, do y'all need somebody to help clean the church one day? Do you need help with somebody maybe just overseeing and paying attention to the door and greet somebody and help usher somebody? Or if it's just taking out the trash after church service, can I hang back and can I help set up or tear down and break, or whatever the case may be? Get involved. Man, start putting in some work for God, right? That's what he sees. It's all part of the ministry. It's all part of the body. There's an old song out there that is called "If We Are the Body, Why Isn't He Moving?" And that's so powerful, because the church should be moving forward. The church should be growing. The church should be doing those things. If we are his body, we should be doing those things. And if we're not moving forward, then something's missing. There's a gap somewhere that's causing that body not to move properly. Kind of like not having a thumb, right? It'd be kind of hard to do some stuff without that thumb. You can't just go grab a cup, right? Or whatever it may be. But it's important. Your pinky toe is very important. It may be the smallest part on your body, but it's very important. And so I just want to encourage you today more than anything. Get involved. Get with friends, get with family. If you are going to church and if you've been going, let's get into the deeper a little bit. Let's start to grind a little bit more. Let's see where we can get involved and help out in the community a little more. I promise you, you're gonna make a difference. You may not think it's important, but it's important in God's eyes. It's important in his eyes. And so I just want to encourage you this morning to just, take a step of faith. If you've been thinking about it, then God's already put it on your heart to do it. I want to encourage you. I promise you, you will feel great about yourself. And the more you feel good about yourself, the more you're going to want to do, the more we're going to put Satan on his heels. A lot of times, Satan likes to have us on our heels and attack and attack and attack. Well, let's put Satan on his heels for a little bit. Let's attack him a little bit. We can attack him by doing what God's called us to do. Amen. So let's do that moving forward. Let's go ahead and let's let Satan know that, hey, you know what? I'm up and I'm moving for God this morning. So now you need to be back on your heels just a little bit. Amen. So just remember, I just want to encourage you that, and always, like always, just remember that there's somebody out there that's thinking about you. There's somebody out there that loves you, and there's somebody out there that's praying for you. We're thinking about you. We love you. We are most definitely praying for you. Amen. Amen. Amen.